Welcome to another painting tutorial. This one we're going to look at the Ork Meganobz. These are the old metal ones, and I use the old GW paints, but I'm going to show the new paints or the equivalents of them so that you can do that with your new ones. Basically, I started with black, worked my way up, and here's what you see the finished looks like. Okay, so for the reds, I use these reds: Mephiston Red, Evil Suns, Wild Rider, something like that. So basically, start with dark and work your way up to the light. I spray painted everything black to start with, but if anything needs to be sort of a dirty black, it's going to be that. Mid grays or the checkers, I'm going to be basically using this with maybe a little bit of white highlight to mix in. For steel, basically this is the bolt gun equivalent here, and then any of the golds or tin bits kind of equivalent, that's these guys here, and then some bone colors and some orc flesh as well. So started off black spray paint and tin bits or warpstone, and you can just see picking out different bits here and there. That's going to add a little bit of contrast. So this is a bit of a different format for tutorial. I tried taking pictures of each guy, each step, so there's going to be lots of kind of duplications here. Now what I'm doing is adding some of the silver bits, and you can see kind of doing a really rough, almost a dry brush, kind of fast paint job there. And some people asked about metallics I was talking about in the Chaos Chosen tutorial. This is kind of what I mean. So starting with the metallics as my base, and I'm going to start building everything on top of that. So you can see I'm kind of dry brushing even on the gold bits there, or not gold, the bronze-ish colors, and giving myself a nice worn, dirty look. And I'm not worried about painting over anything else, just getting these guys painted fast and getting some nice textures there. Okay, so now I've got the rest of my base coats. So I've got my reds kind of on some random bits here and there, my greens there, and just other bits I've picked out here and there on the model. All the hoses I've done in gray, sort of a medium gray there, and I'll highlight those up. And yeah, so this is another one. You see the different, most of the stuff is just kind of random, but I pick certain things that I'm going to do certain colors. So like these hydraulic cylinders are going to be bright silvers, all the hoses are going to be grays, obviously the skin is going to be green, and red bits just for contrast. Alright, now I'm starting to highlight up some of the greens there, you can see. Got some of the bone color there. Adding some browns, just again a bit more contrast. And the three different guys in the squad. I find 3 is a good size for Meganobz, at least it was in 5th edition. Haven't really tried it out much in 6th, but we'll see. And you can see some of the details that are coming out with some of the washes that I've put on. Okay, so now I'm highlighting up the reds. You can start seeing those get brighter. And just painting up the edges on those, building that up. That would have been blood red, but the wild red or red do a similar sort of a thing. Well, Wazdacker red and then the wild red or red on just the edges. And there you can see some of that edge highlighting there, and also on the edges of those there. And you can kind of see how I paint these models up. So I start with the base colors, the silvers, and then I'm working my way all the way up through the highlights. I'm adding a little bit of orangish brown here for some rust kind of a look, and did the bases too. You can see there, kind of just stippled that all over the place, and adds just a little bit more texture to things. And I've got the skull on the top there painted up. Okay, so I'm getting ready now to do some final details, and here we go with some sort of edge highlighting there with some silvers and some checkered patterns. So checkered patterns, I don't usually use very much white at all. I just paint on basically really thin lines of gray over top of my black base, cross those off, and then every other one I just paint in the center. And you can just see that's exactly what I've done here. And then sometimes if I go outside the line, I can just touch it up with a bit of black, and that's all there is to it. It takes lots of practice, and you probably want a nice super fine brush, and getting the sort of right consistency of the paint is key. But with a little practice you can do it fairly well, and it doesn't need to be that much surface area on the model, just a little bit here and there to tie your things together. And yeah, so these guys are basically done now. I think I got to paint that detail on the base, a couple little lenses there in yellow, extra color. Got this helmet on the back there. Oh, blurry shot, sorry. And all this chip paint, that's just that would have been probably chainmail, but rune fang or whatever it is in the new ones. And we should be getting close to the final shots. There we go, all of them together. These guys are great on the tabletop. As you notice, I have one of each different one. So back in 5th edition, that was for wound allocation. And like I said, I haven't really used them in 6th, so we'll see how they turn out. Maybe I'll increase my squad size or something. Hope you enjoyed that. Check my blog. There's a link in the description below, and make sure you subscribe and check out other videos. See you next time.